We're moving towards a future without impossibles, volatile, uncertain, and with people at its core. We are the ones defining how it will look like, through our choices, words, silence, or actions. This voluntary or involuntary behavior will have growing repercussions and strong influence, as its effect will be multiplied through communities with shared passions and interests. Corporations emerge from the need to acquire large amounts of capital in order to produce at scale and reach the growing middle classes with convenient products at lower costs over 100 years ago. Entrepreneurs, coordinated via crowdsourcing and communities, are generating technological and business model disruption. National governments find themselves with weaker control when faced with increasingly recurrent black swans, new technologies, or seemingly unpredictable problems that recur and become global. Faced with this threat, they are trying to increase their influence by using exponential technologies. Biometrics and cameras are tracking individuals wherever they are. Cell phones tapping and geolocation control become the norm. Bots are monitoring calls and messages searching through information. Despite these actions, they will not achieve their long-term objective in front of coordinated individuals using the same technologies with creativity in a decentralized way. An undeniable example is what happened in Hong Kong during the 2019 protests. Many elements caused this phenomenon of power of shift towards people. Transportation, communication, and technology shorten any distances between diverse people who otherwise would have never interacted. News spread from one place of the earth to another in seconds, enabling us to witness other ways of living, other possible worlds, other ways of thinking. We can learn how specific actions or individual decisions have an impact on national issues. We can embrace continuous learning and genuine relationships within communities. The moral authority acquired by sharing value with others, by caring for others, by giving first, becomes a symbol of status, of recognition, replacing money, and the path to nurture our talent supported by others. The marginal cost of knowledge also tends to zero, and today we can have within our reach infinity high-level learning resources. The chance of listening to the best minds live through various platforms. New business, innovation, and entrepreneurship methodologies, which offer power to making things possible, are disguised from the general public by financial intermediaries who try to maintain the status quo in the startup ecosystem. But this tendency has started to revert. I emphasize that any individual will be able to use, learn, and develop exponential technologies. A volatile and unpredictable future awaits us. As individuals, we're more powerful than ever. Not only because we can access the benefits of the products and services these technologies will create, but because we'll be the main agent in the development, creation, and evolution of these technologies. Complete mapping of the human genome, the low-cost possibility to know our own DNA, technologies such as CRISPR, which allows us to edit a living person's DNA, nanotechnology, among many other uses, allowing devices to travel throughout our body, collecting valuable data, which along with AI will allow us to predict possible diseases, the microbiome, a discipline in continuous growth, oriented towards the study of bacteria in our bodies and the importance of its diversity, blockchain, revolutionizing the financial system and providing clarity and transparency to the execution and coordination of contracts and transactions, the Internet of Things, allowing objects to obtain information about our daily use and behavior, virtual, augmented, and mixed reality, opening infinite possibilities and a very clearly changing way in which we will experience our daily life. Our brains sync to the cloud with the possibility of communicating with other human beings or even with other machines. Even if we do it from home, even without formal education, just by our infinite ability to learn and our desire and passion to do so, every action, every attitude, every word will be multiplied by communities, and it's our responsibility to define the future, turning the world into a place of abundance or a place of conflict. It is then more important than ever that we focus on learning, combining our talents, our influence, in order to build a better world. I believe there are two key elements for a positive future. One, giving up the obsession and illusion of control, abandoning the desire to dominate, to stop the world from moving. And finally, respecting others' diversity, their desire and purpose. 2. Strengthening our networks and communities, spontaneously united, linked by purpose, interests, passion, and values. Fighting humans' worst enemy, the silent, inactive majority, which embraces fear and says or does nothing in front of others' abuse. Tools and methodologies to facilitate problem solving and coordination will allow communities to offer future solutions for problems that will exceed centralized government capabilities, giving us the possibility of acting at the right time and in the right way.